Hey guys, mothers yelling at speedrunners playing games in their basement here with another handicap card trick tutorial. Now I'm still handicapped, so this isn't necessarily an ableist tutorial. It's coming from the actual use
of government issued handicap privilege.
and because of that, I'm going to show you a card trick that really doesn't require much work on your end. And let's be honest, if you got hit by a car, the last thing you want to do is solidify your virginity and show a magic trick with a lot of work, am I right? You guys know. So in today's particular episode, we're going to be getting into that self-working card trick. But you know what? Let's stop the ramble and get on with the gamble with your life. So for this, you're going to be needing a deck of playing cards. Today we're going to be using these particular cards, the Juggler Marble Edition. So I guess you could say that it was marble on marble, right? Now this trick in particular doesn't really require a lot of work on your end, which is why it's great for those of you guys that are handy capable. Hit an F in the comments if you guys are also handy capable. If you're a magician, you should put an F in the comments. So for this, you have the spectator think of any number between 1 and 10, and you give them the instruction. You're going to turn around and you want them to take the cards one at a time and take them from the top and place it on the bottom just like this. So if they thought of the number 3 per se, they'll take 3 cards from the top, place it to the bottom just like this one at a time, and then remember this card over here. Then after they remember that card, you want them to take the card and put it somewhere in the middle of the deck, lost forevermore. So now you hand the deck appropriately to the spectator, hoping that they have in fact sanitized their otherwise dirty, disgusting spectator hands. Let's say the spectator happens to think of the number 6. So they take 6 cards. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They take this card and memorize it. In this case, it's going to be the 4 of diamonds. They place it in the middle, and then you take it and put it back inside of the box. That's it. That's all you do as a magician. That is all you have to do as a dirty, disgusting, decrepit magician. And yet now, not only when you touch them, can you tell them the number they're thinking of. In this case, it was 6. But you could also tell them the exact card that they were thinking of. What an amazing trick. Oh boy. I know what you're saying. Hey, that sounds way too good to be true. They think of any number. They could have thought of any card. The deck's mixed. How is that even possible? Well, you know what else is possible? For you to check out the Pigcake Magic Academy. What? $5 a month. You get 2 different videos a week going over card, going over coin stuff, going over theory, going over every aspect of magic possible. All for $5 a month. You get access to over 130 videos already. What? Some services don't even let you touch that. They only tell you, hey, you only have access to this, which is everything that you've gotten from the moment you signed up and forward. Not the Pigcake Magic Academy. You get access to everything. $5 a month. That's a good bargain if you ask me. What's $5 a month? That's an extension cord. You could go without an extension cord for a month, can you? Without purchasing another one of your extension cords? You could definitely do that. Support the Pigcake. 2 videos a week. That shouldn't even be real, but it is real. Check it out. Link is in the description below. So this trick requires a little bit of a hot setup. Very simple setup to do, but it's one that's going to allow you to not only ascertain the actual card that they picked, but also the number that they picked. So in this case, your setup is as follows. You're going to need this little bit of a heated setup right here. In this case, I have the 10 diamonds. I want to die. In this case, I have the diamonds in order. If you see it, it goes from 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, all the way up to ace. If you guys don't know how to count, well, then you need to learn how to count for this particular trick. So the setup goes as follows. You take this stack and you put it on top of the deck. Then you take 5 cards. It could be any 5 random cards, and you put them on top of that. That's unnecessary, but it does allow you to do a very clean display in the beginning of the trick where you could mime what they are to do and then still be ready for this hot setup. So this goes inside of your box. Your box goes inside of your pocket, and then your level virginity goes up about 5 points. I think that's the state average. But then you say, hey, sir, do you want to see a card trick? I got one. And here what you do is that you palm off the deck, right, as they're distracted. You shake their hand with your left hand. You come in and shake their hand with your left hand, and you palm off the deck with your right hand. Now this is going to throw them off a little bit because they're not used to this, so that's going to provide ample misdirection for you to palm the deck here. And then when you come out with the deck, what you do is that you go, I'm going to show you a card trick, and then you reach into your pants with the palm deck, and you produce the cards just like this, and you go, look, I have a deck of cards right here. You can take out the excess hairs. I recommend grooming I recommend grooming if you're going to do that production. But you come in there, you produce the cards, and you say, I'm going to show you a little bit of a card trick, sir. In a moment, what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn around, and I want you to think of any number between 1 and 10. So what I want you to do is I want you to take that many cards from the top of the deck, one at a time, and place it on the bottom. So if you thought of, for example, 4, here I always name one less than the initial cards that I got on top. So in this case, I placed 5 random cards on top of the deck. So I'm going to think of one less. In this case, it's going to be 4. So I tell the spectator, let's say you think of the number 4. I want you to take cards one at a time. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and place it to the bottom. And then just look at this card and remember it. Now this is going to be the 5th card in my little bit of a setup. I keep looking at the monitor up here and not realizing that the lens is here. So I'm going to play for the lens now. So here, this is the last card in your stack. If you notice, the next card is going to be the diamond stack that you're going to be ready to implement. So this is going to go in the middle of the deck where you tell the spectator after they're done remembering that card, they place it in the middle, and everything is as fair could be. So the spectator takes the deck. Let's say they think of the number 5. So they take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards to the bottom. They take this card and remember it. In this case, it happens to just be a 5. The reason I have the stack, by the way, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 in that particular order is so that if you actually have the spectator go through this, it's not going to be the same number, usually, unless they do pick 5. So what I mean by that, if you would have had the stack in ace, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, they put it in the bottom. If they think of a 4, then this is going to be a 4. And that doesn't look good. A 5 happens to be the only one that's going to happen with, but that's a fine coincidence. I'm willing to take a 1 out of 10 chance for this, but if they think of 6, it's not going to be a 6, it's going to be a 4. You see that? Pigcake thinks of everything, all right, when it comes to this hot, self-working magic. That's what I'm here for. Anyway, so in this particular case, they happen to think of a 5. They're going to place it in the middle of the deck. And here, when you take the deck back, all that you're going to need to do is look at the bottom card of the deck, and that's going to tell you all the information that you need. In this particular case, it just so happens to be that it's a 6. So that tells you that the next card in the stack is going to be a 5. Obviously, by the inductive property of logic, you know that the next card is going to be a 5. So had you seen, had you seen a 4, that tells you what? That tells you that their card is going to be a 3. You see the hot method here. But all you have to do to figure out what card they picked is just subtract 1 from this particular card. So in this case, that's going to be a 5. Now to figure out the number, it's going to be just a matter of using mathematics. Because if you happen to be looking at a 6 here, well, you happen to know that there has to have been 5 cards that the spectator has placed, including the 10. So that tells you that the number that they're thinking of happens to be 6. So again, it's just basic math. You're doing a little bit of the hot math, but what I like about this particular trick is that looking at this one single card not only tells you the identity of the card that they stuck in the middle of the deck, but also tells you the number that they were thinking of. So you could reveal that in whatever way you want. So let's go over this one more time. I'm just doing this for the people from the eastern portion of Saskatchewan because it seems like they are too busy drinking moose juice to think logically. So for this one more time, let's say they happen to think of the number 4. They take 4 cards from the top. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. They happen to look at this next card, which is going to be a 6. They place this in the middle of the deck, just like this. And of course, by looking at the 7, you know exactly what card they picked. You know it's going to be the 6 of diamonds. And also the 7 lets you know the position of the card. Because it's a 6, you know that that's 4 away from 10. So you know the number they thought of is 4. You see how that works? It's some basic math. I really hope I don't have to explain that in the comments later. I hope you have the logic to figure out how that works. Oh boy, this is going to be a fun video where I'm going to have to make an addendum to this particular video. But you see, it's a very easy self-working card trick that all it requires is just a little bit of effort on your end to do some hot magic. Hey, by the way, do you know that I stream every Sunday and Wednesday? Sometimes. Do you guys know that? Because it just so happens that I happen to miss some. But I stream every Sunday and every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Go ahead, check me out. They're going to be streams where I talk about different range of topics. It could be magic. It could be life. It could be magic and life. It could be a lot of things. So go ahead and join me. Come in, check it out. No obligation, but definitely there's an obligation. Hit the little bell icon. And, you're gonna be in for a treat, as they say. Well, that's it. Thank you guys for watching this video. Thank you guys for enjoying my content. I hope to see you in a future one. And I'm gonna go and figure out different ways to use an epidermal machine to test my the length of my epidermis. Bitch.